discussing another element of Google Drive, which will be Google Sheets. Go ahead and get onto your Google Drive and open up Sheets. This is another version, sort of like Microsoft Excel, except that it's through Google and it is connected through your Google Drive and very easily available. Again, this is where you would name your document, your Excel sheet. This is, again, the columns that you would insert your data points into. And there's an option to share here as well as right here. You can open up a new document, spreadsheet, presentation, or any of those Google applications from here. Pretty much the same type of options that were available through Google Docs. Your editing options are pretty much the same, except they have Paste Special, which will have you options to paste certain values or certain borders or anything like certain things to do with your formation of your data points and your graphs. Make them the way you like. You can also delete values or delete certain rows, columns here. If you delete certain cells, they would move up or move them to the left, whichever way you'd want. This is also the view that you can view it. If you want to freeze or any of these options right here, you want to see specifically one row or anything like that. If you want the grid lines or if you just want it to be blank and all open like that. You can also zoom in, just as with Google Docs, to see how big you want your screen to display your value points and your data. This is also where you would move it to your drive and save it in a specific folder. You're able to insert rows, columns, and delete and move, add the cells around as you'd like. You can easily add a chart from your data points. You'd select any of the charts that you'd want, or if you wanted to customize one. You can insert a drawing or a form or any of these other options here. This is how you'd format the text on your data points or the information in your columns and rows and on your graphs. This is how you would sort your data and show you the data validation. You could create a form through using your graphs and your data on this application. We'll get to that later. There are also spell check and macros. Form. This is how you could send it to a web page or any of that. This form basically is like a questionnaire based on the data that you've got, or if you make an evaluation of why you received that kind of data, anything that you plot into these points. You can add on anything like another sheet. You can print off your data points right there. And again, you can use it as currency if you're recording data from an office standpoint, from a business or anything like that. You can use a percentage sign, decimal, to increase or decrease the decimals, as so. And here are your different options for the way you want your data to be plotted. Or if you're just doing numbers or percentiles, scientific equations, accounting, financial, currency, those are just a bunch of different options that you can set up your sheet to look like. again, there's several different fonts, sizes, and bold, italics, striking through data that may not be needed anymore, as well as changing the color of a box. This is very helpful for people doing payroll type things, or just any kind of activity that needs to be tracked. This is basically a good option to use Google Sheets. This is how you can use a filter. Enter a hyperlink here. This is where you could share it with others, like I said before, or the other option by sharing through email or getting the link. And that is it for our Google Sheets presentation. Next will be continuing this segment of using Google Drive with another one of the applications.